Do you map out the story you're going to tell beforehand?
So what I generally do is, like, the only thing I generally write down are names.
Okay.
And then that's
all that you need to...
Yeah.
Great, love it.
Because my goal is to know the story. So just this kind of came out of my own life coaching exercises.
Yeah.
Where I wanted to engage the Mahabharata after reading it. Like, I read it only in the pandemic was when I got into it. Before that, I was always into mythologies. But really only, like, dive deep into the Mahabharata during the pandemic because I needed something big to read that was never ending because we didn't know where the pandemic was going to go. And, yeah, I just loved it, fell in love with it. Wanted to, like, find a way to, like... to share it. I did an exercise where I realized there were things that I wanted in life. I wanted to engage with the Mahabharata. I wanted to be a better storyteller. I wanted to become like a living encyclopedia of mythology, which means practicing it. I wanted to have intimate times with friends. And this kind of came into like, this satisfies so many things on my list.
I love that. That's great.
This is not your mother's Mahabharata. Beware. It's fucking epic. Hosted by SP Jayaraj.
Welcome to Not Your Mother's Mahabharata, or Mahabharat, depending on what day of the week it is.
Is there a difference in the pronunciation there? I mean, like, what does it mean? Something different?
I think it means the same thing. Just some people say Mahabharata, some people say Mahabharata. It's with a lot of Indian names, even with like Ganesh and Ganesha. It's sometimes there's an A, sometimes there isn't.
It's very much like Jewish traditions that you can spell things and say things differently, and it all means the same thing. I love it.
That is good to know.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, didn't know that. See, this is what I like having guests for.
We're so strict in the English language with all of our crazy... Anyway, hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
With me is Azure Anderson. Hi.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Azure.
And the third voice you heard today is Amy Wielunksi.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm very excited to be here.
I'm very excited to have you here as well. Yeah, this is going to be a fun episode. Let's see. Where do we start? We have some standard questions we ask. One is, who are you?
Who am I? Who
What? Who are you and what are you doing in our home?
I'm Amy, and who am I?
It's a big question. I know. Just pare it down to whatever you want.
Okay. I think when I choose to describe myself as succinctly as possible, the way I describe myself is short, sweet, and nerdy.
Oh, that's good.
And I had someone once come up to me and say, "What kind of nerd are you?" And that was a really interesting question because I never really thought about that. And I'm more of a like board games kind of nerd.
Cool.
I love a board game. I love a card game. I love a game.
Okay.
The friend who was asking me, Al Keefe, Delight, is more of a dressing up and going to the Ren Fair nerd.
Sure.
And I was like, that's not my kind of nerd, but I support it and I will go along.
Yeah.
So
There are many types of nerds.
yeah, exactly.
There are almost
So
as many
many
types of
types
nerds
of
as there
nerds.
are Hindus.
Yeah. How many types of Hindus are there?
Yeah. There's a lot.
So I am a nerd in many ways and friend of the nerds in all kinds of ways. And I work with Azure, which is a delight.
It's true. We do have a lovely time,
We
don't
do.
we?
Mhm.
Yes.
She sings a lot of songs to me, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. She
Makes
does
me
that at
very
home,
happy.
too. So.
And I was listening to the podcast from last week and heard you do it on the podcast. So it was,
I did sing a song, didn't I? Don't
Oh,
even
you did,
realize
yeah.
it most of the time.
well, and Drew was here, which I'm sure helped with that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So.
that's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. He likes to sing songs, too.
It's great.
Let's see. The other question I have for you, what is your familiarity with the Mahabharata?
So, I think I really heard about it first when Azure told me about your podcast, and then told me not to do any research because she likes it's better when we come in fresh. But I didn't listen. I did some research.
Okay.
So a couple things. One is that growing up, I come from a very mixed religious family, and part of what was like my Sunday school education in the Episcopal Church was actually a study of like religions of the world.
Oh, cool.
And so there was
That's
a
nice.
lot, we learned a lot about different religions. But
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. And
Yeah.
somebody who, as somebody who is both Jewish and Episcopalian, that helped me feel more comfortable
Oh, sure.
in that particular church because it was, open to so many, learning about so many other traditions and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But the thing to know was that my Sunday school teacher, John Gable, was also the head of the Theodore Roosevelt Society. And so everything about religion somehow tied back to Teddy Roosevelt. And so that's a weird thing about me and understanding of religions. So I had some familiarity with sort of the stories of Hinduism.
Okay.
But through the lens of growing up in the Episcopal Church and it all relating back to Teddy Roosevelt. So that's just a weird quirk.
Different kind of theology.
Yeah.
Hey.
Theology. Oh.
But then when I was doing my research today, I started on a couple different things.
Okay.
The first being this giant list that's sitting before me, because one of the things I know about myself is that I need to know how to spell something in order to get close to
Sure.
retaining it in any way or being able to pronounce it. And so I printed out a list of all of the characters, and this is probably, I'd say this is at least 25 pages of characters.
And
right?
I think we should say the source. I think we should.
Oh, it's from Wikipedia.
This is from Wikipedia.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Wikipedia, and help me do my prep work. So I have that printed out in front of me so that I can kind of track where we're going today.
Okay.
And then the other thing I did was I looked up videos of how to pronounce Mahabharata.
Okay.
And one of them said, it was a little clip of someone talking about using this as management lessons. And I love a framework for management.
Oh boy, do you ever.
You were looking at DevDut stuff.
And so then I started going down the rabbit hole of what are the management tools and management lessons that are taught by this.
Holy
and
Mona.
it's delightful.
Do you remember the author?
There were several. There's a lot of them that you can find, from everything from a post on Medium to a LinkedIn thing to a published in a business review.
There might be at least one on the shelf right by you.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I would love to borrow it at some point.
Okay.
If you get into it,
Yeah.
there is a lot of material
find
here
it.
that you can.
So I was really excited by that too, because to me, if I can relate it to something that I'm doing in my work life, it makes me very happy.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
Cool.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Just Hindu mythology in general is just I follow a guy called Devdutt Patnaik who does a lot of work in mythology. A lot of the stuff we're doing today comes actually from one of his books.
Okay.
But yeah, and then he does books on just the stories, and then he'll also has many other books on, I don't know, I feel like he just picks a subject and then goes with it.
Love it.
He repeats stuff in some cases, but nobody seems to mind. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
But one of them is management and things like that.
Yeah.
Because basically the Mahabharata is meant to contain everything.
Yeah. Well, and I
So-
think that's, to me, coming back to that, how you learn about different religions and things like that. To me, all religions have the fables they tell that are meant to teach you lessons. And that is sort of the common thread, whether it's the Bible or the Torah or the, stories that we tell over Passover or things like that. To these, that's the commonality there that I really love, which is there's always something to learn.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you've almost answered this then. But my other question is, what do you feel about stories? And if
I
you
love
feel
it.
you've already answered it, then
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
I think you have. Okay. So you're ahead of me in this game. So
I'm anticipating your questions, which I'm really good at.
You read
here's
the room. You read the room.
here's one I don't think you anticipated.
Okay.
And, this is where we really dive into, what type of nerd we all are.
Oh, yes.
Including
Okay.
myself. What is your familiarity with the TV show Smallville?
Ooh. Mostly where it veers off and it intersects with the Nexium cult stuff.
Oh!
Oh!
That was not an answer I was expecting.
Brilliant.
I am fascinated
Brilliant.
and terrified by cults, and my response to that is I will learn everything absolutely possible because I'm pretty sure that I would easily accidentally fall into a cult and not realize I'm in one.
Okay.
So
I'd pull you out of it.
that's what everyone says, but
She might pull you in.
I won't pull you in. I have.
you in.
Yeah.
No.
No. But
No,
It's
I'm
good
a
to have your
very.
defenses up with knowledge.
I have those defenses up against
Yes.
the cult.
Great. Love it.
But I'm also very interested in cults. Yeah. And I have to get the knowledge so I can fight the cults.
You know what to look out for.
Exactly.
I know what to look out for.
Yeah.
If you ever want to do a deep dive on NXIVM, I've done it. I can recommend some things.
Baby.
But I think I probably
love it.
watched some episodes when it first came out because I was
Okay.
the right age for it.
Yeah.
And then pretty much forgot about it until those actresses
Until
got
next
involved.
made it interesting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was your show? on
I
Smallville?
know I watched it.
Okay.
I know I watched it. I don't know. That's it.
Okay.
I have it. It's burned into my brain that I've seen it.
And the woman who plays the mother on that show, looks a lot like my mom.
Great.
Okay. Oh, I wish I could picture her right now.
We'll find a picture later.
Yeah.
I have
we'll
no
find a picture
idea.
later. Okay.
Who it is.
Lovely gray-haired lady.
Okay. Well, that's all interesting, but doesn't help us at all.
No, okay.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Well, so Smallville is
Yes.
it's the story of teenage Superman growing up as a farmer, away from like civilization and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And teenage Superman, guy with the power of a god, of a god. So
I see what's happening here.
okay, so what we're gonna do today is we're basically doing episodes of Teenage Krishna and his brother Balarama.
Yes.
And Krishna being a actual god, and in some people's rendition, just God. So, more powerful than Superman has ever been.
Okay.
Right? So the whole spinning around the world and changing everything, Krishna's even got that beat.
Amazing.
So, the one problem with Superman, I think, as a character, is that he's just too powerful, which is why they had to have kryptonite in every single episode.
Yeah.
Just to bring in some tension. Krishna being a god doesn't even have that problem.
Oh.
So, he's...
No checks on his power at all.
No. Wow. Not at least not in like the ones that we're telling today.
Okay, great.
So just to know that.
What is
Okay.
his brother's name?
His brother's name is Balarama.
So when you hear me turning pages here, it's because I'm looking to see if I can find these characters.
Fantastic.
I'm glad it's alphabetical.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm
here we go.
curious how many of these other characters will be in there, because in some sense, we may not even be doing the Mahabharata. We're doing the appendix.
I love it. This is great.
Cool.
So you heard Drew's episode.
Yes.
And there's one between. So we are continuing basically the Krishna Chronicles.
Okay, great. Love it.
So with the episode we did with Drew, we found out about how Krishna and his brother landed up in this, little farming town, in a sense. Nomadic farming town that basically just deals with cows. They love their butter.
Uh-huh.
And so
Butter.
now they are teenagers and they're having weekly adventures.
Can I
Just
ask
like
a
Smallville.
point of clarification?
Sure.
Brother have powers as well, or just Krishna?
Balarama definitely also has super strength
Okay,
as well.
but not as powerful.
Not as powerful as Krishna.
Okay, but not like human brother of the god.
No, Balarama also is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how depressing would that be?
I know. Wouldn't it be
Never
really sad?
could never live up.
No.
It could never live up to Krishna.
Not that anyone really could at all, but at least Balarama comes.
Okay, cool.
He has his own adventures. We'll get into some of his adventures.
I might need to write a theme
Yeah.
song for these Krishna adventures.
Akin to Superman's.
Akin to Smallville.
Akin to
We're not full
Smallville's.
Superman.
We're not
yet.
full Superman.
We're
yet.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes later.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
So here we are. It's Krishna and Balarama. They're essentially teens at this point.
Okay.
And they are living in a little town of cowherders.
Great.
So this is what they do. They take care of the cows, and that's their entire industry. They get butter from the cows. They trade it for all the other things they need for other types of food. From what I understand, it's mostly a bartering society. At least this town is. I don't think there's any even mention of money in the stuff that I was reading. So,
Lovely.
which is kind of like the idea that Krishna kind of comes from pastoral stories, is like the origin of his just his origin. So Krishna in our last episode is a hell of a little prankster, and so his parents are like, yeah, I mean everybody loves him, but we gotta keep him busy somehow. So they sent him on to be one of the gopis. The gopas, who are the males, and the gopis are the girls, but basically the people taking care of the cows.
Great.
And when Krishna gets into this, it's just magical. The cows love Krishna. They're now producing more milk.
Aww.
they barely need to be herded.
Wow.
So that just a lot of it just seems to take care of itself.
They just follow
'cause
him
Krishna's there.
around and
It's like Snow White.
kind of. Aww.
Real
Does
connection
he
with the
ride?
animals.
Does he ride them at all? Does he ride them around at all?
Can you
Does he ride the
a cow?
animal?
Why
the
not?
Cows? If they
If they like you, you can.
I mean, I'm picturing a teenage boy, the strapping young man.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little too much for those cows.
Maybe just the bull.
Whoop.
maybe just the bulls.
Yeah.
We'll come into
Bull
a couple
riders.
bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey.
Speaking of Snow White, though, I'm
what?
glad
Oh.
you brought it up. He's still. It starts. He does have an evil uncle
Okay.
who has been trying to kill him
Oh gosh.
It's more Lion
and
King.
keeps sending these beings
Poisoned
to try and
apples.
kill him. Yeah,
Wait, sending what?
just these asuras. demons.
Asuras. I thought you said bees.
Oh,
Beings was the
demons,
first one.
beings.
Beings.
Yeah. So keep sending these
Maybe
demons
to
of some
swat
kind
those away.
to find, like, he knows kind of basically where he is because they
'Cause of the
know.
cows.
Not so. He doesn't. I don't know if he knows much about the cows, but because some of the other demons that they've sent, Krishna already killed like as a baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so he knows the basics, and like he keeps sending demons to the area, find this kid and kill him. But it's Krishna. So
He's already killed 3. He killed 3 as a baby.
yeah,
He had 3 teardrop tattoos.
Great.
You're welcome.
yeah. He does have other tattoos, but not actual teardrops, just to make sure.
That's why.
Yeah.
Tattoos. Anyway.
So the first demon that kind of lands up on their doorstep is Bhaga,
Okay.
which is a crane demon. So it could even just be called Bhagasura, because I think Bhaga just means crane. Bhaga comes,
That's amazing.
giant crane, frightens all the other boys, just corners Krishna, who doesn't seem too bothered,
Great.
which you would think he was because the crane opens its jaws and just snatches him up in his throat.
Oh.
Tries to swallow him, but his throat becomes super hot, ends up puking him out,
This is a real Jonah and the Whale kind of situation.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. except a giant crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Krishna's fine.
Okay.
Being in a giant bird's throat apparently is not a problem for him.
No, of course not.
So Crane coughs up, realizes the kid is happy and still alive, goes at him again, and Krishna just gets the beak and splits.
Oh.
The most painful way to die. Ugh.
Oh, it's the worst
I
noise,
think that would
too.
be bad.
Yeah, no, I don't enjoy that.
There's a crack.
Ugh.
And then that's that
Man.
demon done.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So-
now this is his 4th demon killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that,
number-
at least in
well,
our version. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened in his adolescence.
Wait, what age is adolescence?
Well, like,
After
like
childhood,
after
before
baby.
teen.
Oh,
Before child.
that's right. He was just playing pranks all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
oh,
right.
prankster.
He was busy.
Yeah.
Jolly prankster.
Ornery. He was an ornery devil.
Okay. So, next episode of Vrindavan, which is where they are all living in,
Okay.
there is a demon calf that kind of
Oh, no.
sneaks into all of their cows and calves.
Oh.
And Krishna recognizes it, and I think part of the reason he recognizes it is because
It's a demon.
it's a well-disguised demon,
Okay.
but I mean, the story kind of indicates that, yeah, because it's a demon and he's
He's connected
God
to the
Almighty and
animals.
stuff, he
Yeah.
can see stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if your life is like herding cows, you're gonna know when there's an extra cow.
You know all your cows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna know there's an extra
You've named
calf.
all of the calves,
Yeah.
and that one is not
Yeah.
one you know.
Yeah.
Suddenly appears one day, and you're like, Chad, get out of the crowd.
Yeah,
I would never name you Chad.
It was a demon. You could name
Bro.
it Chad.
Bro. Bro.
That's how we knew there was something off.
yeah.
Bro.
It's real broy calf.
Uh-huh.
Hey listeners, because both Amy and I work there, this feels like a great time to tell you a bit more about VocalEssence, a choral arts and community building nonprofit based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Every day, VocalEssence is working with singers of all ages to nurture community, inspire creativity, affirm the value of all persons, and expand the influence of choral music. In addition to producing an annual series of concerts with both professional and volunteer performing groups, the VocalEssence teaching artists and staff are in classrooms and senior living communities using music to foster connection, creativity, and learning across cultures. Learn more about how VocalEssence uses the power of singing together to build community, and check out the upcoming concert schedule at vocalessence.org. That's VocalEssence.org. All right, back to the show.
Blowy calf starts attacking everybody.
Dude, no!
Charges at Krishna.
Just a calf.
Catches him by the ankles, swings him around, tosses him into the lake.
Yeah.
Krishna
Drowns.
does or the calf does?
Krishna.
Krishna does.
Oh,
Krishna
okay.
grabs the calf
Yeah.
and just tosses the calf around,
Throws him in the lake.
throws him into the lake.
Great.
Drowns.
Bye-bye.
Demon 2 done. This is not working out for Kamsa.
Yeah.
Who sent
This
him
would be a
over.
really excellent little montage.
It would be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
To
Gotta
the
have a theme
popcorn
song for it.
Do, 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 do.
I think that one's been done.
It is. It's the popcorn song. I know the dance still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Okay, so while we're eating a popcorn, another demon. This one's a bull.
Okay.
Comes, giant, powerful bull comes charging through their little village, destroying everything. Comes at Krishna. Krishna manages to get the horn, yanks it off, and beats the bull to death with it.
Okay.
Great.
Um,
Very violent.
He
yeah,
rips off the horn and beats
The bull
the
with
bull with his
Yeah.
own horn.
yeah.
I know, it's gross.
Bull.
I mean,
Though I still think that, like, taking the beak of the crane and splitting him in two is worse.
The horn is bloodier.
well, I have another one for you.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
So,
We'll
yeah.
rank them later.
Yeah.
We'll rank them demon
Yeah.
deaths.
This one is a horse demon.
Okay.
So, horse demon comes after him, and Krishna manages to get his fist into its mouth,
Ugh.
punches through its teeth,
Ugh.
just knocks all the horse's teeth in,
No.
and then either like that's enough, or in some versions his hand grows, and that just ends up killing the horse that way. And he kills the horse.
Okay, it's like a like Hulk situation.
Yeah.
Where
Or
he
like
like
Ms.
punches into
Marvel.
him and
Yeah.
then suddenly it like expands.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
And just
It's
the
like-
fist expands enough to like
Yeah.
crush the head from the inside.
It's like if Hulk and Ms. Marvel got together.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If she could punch like Hulk and then...
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
He is every superhero.
he is.
He really is.
That's
The
where
original Superman.
Oh man. So Marvel,
Marvel just stole it all.
they just stole all of it. Don't come after me, Marvel. Jeez,
We'll cut that
Louise.
part out.
We cannot say that.
No, we can't.
That's upsetting.
No.
I'm not going to.
Yeah. Don't sue
It's
us.
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
These demons are dead, and through all of this, one thing you know is like Krishna's just not bothered. Like nothing's really bothering him at all. And like everyone else in the village is worrying. His mother is worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what is happening here?
We've had like 7 demons come after him since he was born now, is that? Okay.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. That's about
And now
right.
part of this is also like some people's versions are they're just living. They're living in the forest. They're living in wild lands. So
Yeah.
some of it is just, every mythology has like demonic wild creatures living in the wild, right? So in some cases, like that's what this is as well. It's just these demons weren't sent by anyone. In some versions of the stories, it's just demons out of the wild.
Yeah, they just wander in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he is just able to protect the village.
Sure.
And that's kind of what makes him. There's an aspect always of Hinduism, which kind of goes back to like how we're looking at for like even management tips, but at least with the Hindu stories where you're looking at society, and of course to establish society, there's human society, and then there's the wild around it, right?
Yeah.
So in some sense, Krishna can be identified as someone who is that protector of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, later on, now we'll get to some adventures of his brother, Balarama.
Yay.
Okay?
Okay.
Also, pretty impressive fellow.
Great.
Balarama, at one point, they're all playing games, because the cows can basically take care of themselves now.
Sure.
Especially with, like, Krishna's just presence there. The cows are
They're
just
chill.
They're chill. They're
Yeah.
doing what they need to do. They'll come when called. They love when Krishna's always with a whistle. Not a whistle, a flute.
Oh,
And the cows just love the flute.
love a musician.
Yeah.
And he's like a natural musician. Like he picked it up one day, and that's when the cows were like, "Oh, this is cool. Like we're just gonna do everything he tells us."
He's a Pied Piper. He's not Snow White.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
he's
good Pied Piper, fortunately.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Pied Piper was a good piper.
He killed the children.
Oh,
You
I
know,
see
yeah,
what
yeah.
you mean.
Not-
I
not-
see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was a good. He was excellent at piping,
but
Yeah.
he wasn't a good person.
but he was not a good.
Yes.
This
Which
is
is-
a good person
I,
version.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. We got
Which-
My apologies.
Well, I mean, I went to Hamlin University
Uh-huh.
for my grad school, which is great. The team is called the Pipers, I think,
there.
and
Oh.
I feel like
Do they mean like Scottish pipers?
I'm gonna go with yes. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that they're with every Piper except the guy who kills children.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Except the pied one.
Speaking of killing children, though,
Oh, jeez.
Yay! That was a beautiful transition.
I think so. The kids would play games with each other, and it would usually be like Krishna on one side and Balarama on the other.
Great. Got to split up the superheroes.
You gotta split up the superheroes, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, where's the competition? And
Absolutely.
and for whatever games they played, like the winners would ride on the shoulders of the losers back to home.
Yeah. That checks out.
Oh, that's good idea.
I like
Yeah.
I like
Why
that
didn't
prize.
we ever do that as children?
Well,
Well, one reason might be that when they won one time, Balarama won, team won, so he gets onto the shoulders of another child
Oh no.
and starts running away, and this person is running away from the village in
Oh,
a completely
no.
different direction.
was it a demon, a secret demon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
my
but
God.
Balarama didn't know.
At the point they know, Balaram did not. That's why he got onto his shoulders,
Oh no.
running really fast at this point because
Sure.
demon.
Yeah.
And everyone's, I'm wondering, like, where is Balarama?
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh God, should we be worried? And again, Krishna's not worried.
Yeah.
But
And-
Krishna, it's not you. You got to be worried.
You would think so.
Yeah, look out for your brother.
Yeah.
So Balarama at some point
Warn him about the demon.
Maybe.
didn't know at the time, supposedly.
He didn't see it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Balarama's riding on the shoulders and realizes something's off here. Realizes that this is Pralamba. This is the demon child taker that his mother told him about.
Uh-oh.
So the Pied Piper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How do we
Mine
spell
was
this?
the pipe.
Physical. Pralamba. Pralamba. But you know what? With some of these spellings, there may be an extra H thrown in somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Do we have this one? I don't think we have this one.
After this, we're going back and just criticizing Wikipedia.
Yeah. No, we're just going to add them
Just
all
gonna
to the
go add
database.
them.
Okay.
Into
This is
this.
great.
Jeez Louise.
And
This like predates because we're telling like origin stories of things, right?
so this is what's interesting, though. We are telling origin stories of, like, we've gone back to tell the origin story of Krishna.
Yeah.
But these stories may have actually come about after the Mahabharata was told, and I'm talking like 500 to 1,000 years after.
Okay.
Did they go back and like try and think about who Krishna was?
Okay.
It's a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like Smallville,
Exactly.
you know, like that story didn't
Just
come
like
first.
Smallville.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch Smallville, I guess.
They got some cute floppy hair
Was
boys.
that WB?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
WB.
no.
The height of the CW.
Oh, CW. Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, it was that
that's right.
transition period, right? Where you
Yeah.
had the UPN to the WB to the CW, and it's just
So you know they're all pretty, at least. You don't know they're great actors and actresses, but they're all pretty. As you shake
And
your head.
I will say, I think they actually were not all white in that show.
No, they weren't all white. I
So that's-
remember
that was something.
one.
Not all white. All
I
being
think
is
they
the,
had-
is the common.
No, I think they. No, there were a couple
They,
of
you know,
non.
do you want to get back to your story? That's
Yeah.
okay. We can move off that
Well,
topic.
I don't
I just,
remember them.
To make ourselves
Really
more
upsetting.
proactive than
Than the WB.
the WB, let's remember through all this as well that Krishna is the ultimate black.
Yeah.
Krishna is super dark skinned.
Yeah.
His name means the dark one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is, and in this society as well, super gorgeous.
Yeah.
As a baby, as a teen, as an adult.
Good looking dude.
Very good
Plays
looking
the
dude.
flute.
Yeah.
Makes a
Loves
lot of
the
women insecure.
animals. Wait, makes a lot of women secure.
Insecure, because they just love him so much.
Insecure.
Yep.
Okay.
They see him as a boy and have thoughts that they
Feelings.
feel they shouldn't have.
Oh, really? Does it say that in the book?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
And he's not even like fully grown yet, but they're seeing what will happen already
Cougar action
with
already.
him. Yes. So, Balarama, anyway, while we've been talking, Balarama's been driven away. Like,
Yeah, got stolen by a demon.
And like the demon starts like really clinging onto him. And so Balarama goes with it. He just tightens his knees and thighs as well. Continues to tighten and tighten and crushes the demon's head.
With his thighs.
His thighs.
That is my kind of man. I would like a man with that kind of thigh
Mid-run.
power.
Mid-run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
It's like in GoldenEye when she gets him with her thigh.
Yeah, that's right.
I have not
That's
seen
a
GoldenEye.
Good spy movie. That's a good spy movie.
It is a spy movie. It's James
I know,
Bond.
but it's a good James.
Pierce Brosnan, James Bond?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's James
the best
Bond.
James
The
Bond.
best James Bond.
The best James Bond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was that, except a lot more violent. Balarama comes back just all bloody.
I mean, listen,
it's
it's, in my head, it's not so violent as it is
No, but
sexy, so...
Yeah, but the
why
head
can't it be
exploded.
both?
fair enough.
Here.
Let's have it be both.
Yeah.
But between his thighs.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, sorry.
You
Continue.
got me thinking about it. I know. But while they were running, though, it reminded me once again of Twilight. When they're running through the forest at high speeds and jumping through the trees and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't, like, squeeze her thighs on his head.
No, less R-rated.
Not at that point
Yeah.
in the book.
Exactly. Different points.
Not at that point at all.
Okay, so
that's
successfully killed a demon.
Successfully kills the demon, comes back, and life continues as normal.
And high fives with his brother.
And Krishna's like, great job, buddy.
Yeah,
I knew I didn't need to be worried about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Never worry about him.
Yeah. With thighs like that,
Yeah.
you don't need to worry.
You don't
know
need
what
to worry
needs-
at
well.
all.
Anyway. Different kind of worry. But good worry.
I don't have as good a threat here. Okay.
Okay.
It's been working out pretty
Sorry,
well
sorry.
so far, so I'm liking
Speaking
that.
of beautiful thighs.
Speaking of thick thighs.
If we only went a little higher.
Speaking of, beautiful eyes.
Oh, eyes. Okay.
No, too far?
No, too far,
Yeah.
too far.
Speaking of,
So now
Belly
we're
buttons.
dealing with demon asses.
oh, I went too high again.
Yeah.
Speaking
That
of,
booty.
Yeah.
Strong ass booties.
Donkeys technically,
Oh.
but we can say
Yeah,
ass.
Okay,
So
we're here for it. Well, I didn't mean to speak for you. I'm here for it. Are
Great.
you
Love
here for
it.
it?
I'm here for
Are you
it.
here for
So-
a donkey ass?
I'm all about that bass.
yeah, demonic donkey ass. Remember
Great.
that.
Okay.
Oh no.
So there's this place that has palm trees,
okay.
Okay.
and Balarama is very he's associated with like the seeds that come from the palm trees,
Okay.
the berries that come from it. I guess they're like I don't think I've ever had them, but Balarama's really into them. There's a
Great.
whole like kind of area that has them, but they're guarded by demon asses. Demon donkeys.
Demon donkeys.
Like those, like those.
We've moved
kind.
into Pinocchio territory.
Yeah.
Oh my god. we're just running the gamut here.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you do such a big summary here.
That's true.
The demon is Danuka, and that's like the main one. Apparently, like in some versions, there are a whole bunch of them. Danuka sees these kids coming to grab his berries that he wants all for himself. Goes in, starts a fight with them. Turns around to kick Balarama in the face, and
I was like,
Balarama,
watch out for these thighs.
yeah, Balarama grabs him and just throws him into the trees.
So he's
Oh!
got, he doesn't skip leg day, he doesn't skip arm day.
No.
I was crushing it.
He's ready.
He's got it all.
He's
yeah.
ready for that ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ready for that ass.
Throws him against the trees, and like the trees kind of come down.
So he gets all the berries because the
Gets
tree
the
comes
berry,
down. Oh, it's great.
but it also like brings out all the other demon donkeys
Oh,
that come out.
am I allowed to curse on this podcast? Sorry.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh yeah.
great. Okay,
yes.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
We said ass a lot. Doesn't ass count?
Nope.
No, in this case it's literal.
No, it's literal.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all the demon donkeys come out, and Balarama and Krishna just handle them together.
Great.
No problems at all. So, and yeah. One more thing done, another episode done. We're flying through these Marvel episodes here.
Okay.
At one point, so Balarama, as I said, Balarama is, I mean, he's not Krishna, but being the older brother of Krishna, he has
He's
a
the
significant-
older brother?
Yeah.
I assumed he was the younger brother.
Oh, no, Balarama is the older one.
Oh, all right. Listen, I
Yeah.
don't mind that either.
So,
Responsible.
Responsible.
and
Theoretically.
I would say, like, around 9 months.
9 months old. Oh,
Yeah.
well, like, really pushing him out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Balarama himself, mighty guy, and whereas he's kind of the god of also like this idea of like civilization and creating civilization. So there's one point when he wants to bathe in the Yamuna River, but he wants to do it closer to home.
Oh.
And the Yamuna is also a goddess, and she's like, "No, I'm a river. You come to me."
Yeah.
And so the description I read is that Balarama like drags her by the hair to the village,
No,
The river?
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
How
which
dare you.
is irrigation.
Listen,
Which is what?
I was into the thick thighs,
I
but
know.
dragging women by their hair, not into that.
No,
unless
not so much.
unless consent is involved, and then
Right.
that's a different story.
I don't think she consented.
She
though.
did not appear to
was-
consent.
She was like, "No,
Not from
bitch,
the
you come to
description I
me."
read.
No.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Yikes.
yeah, which is like makes him synonymous with like irrigation.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
I
I agree.
mean-
I wish that description wasn't like the one like, yeah, like.
Why couldn't he
dragging her
have
by
just
the
been
hair.
like enticing her? Come this
Yeah.
way.
Have you heard about my thick thighs? Wouldn't you like to come with me?
Wouldn't you like to come this direction? And that's irrigation
I got.
in many ways.
Yeah. Well.
Why do you have to drag her by the hair?
Yeah.
Why not even?
I have
You
no
could have
answer
done so
for
well.
you.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. Listen.
Disappointed,
Yeah. But not.
I don't
surprised.
blame you.
but not surprised.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
It does
Okay.
remind me of one of my favorite games from the 90s. Oh, or late 80s, I'm not sure, called Caveman Olympics. There was a
Wow.
lot of
Hair pulling.
there was a whole what is it called? Event called
I think I remember.
wife tossing.
Nope. Was this a TV show?
No, it was a video game.
Ugh.
You could yeah.
Okay.
You could play as the girls though, and you could throw the boys.
Great. Let's
Oh.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say that's the one of the thing that was like the common denominator of all of the different like management lessons from I'm going to say it wrong again.
Say it.
Is that sorry, we're just going to skip over that one. But that like involve women, strong women.
Yeah.
Women are great. Women are powerful.
Yeah.
Listen
Yeah.
to women, and I was like, great. I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. And some of that'll come to interpretation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because Krishna's an interesting figure where he is someone who, in like our previous episodes, does have like his mom dressed him up as a girl when he was a baby. It happened also when like he was an adult, or like right before this episode actually. And there's a femininity to Krishna, and part of that is like to talk about his security with being male. Like he just doesn't get like
Yeah.
Gender-
he's still
construct.
going to be who he
Yeah.
is if he's wearing a dress. But then that familiarity with it, for me, there's especially within the Mahabharata, but that idea that femininity is essential for the creative spirit.
Yeah.
And so I think all need to be in touch with like the feminine side of them,
Yeah.
men and women, to be creative.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, but okay. But right now we're still dealing with superpowered Krishna.
Yeah.
So, everything's going well because in spite of all these dangers around them, like, they all get dealt with by Krishna. And it does start to kind of beg the question, like, what if Krishna leaves?
Yeah.
You know? What
happens to his family?
Well, the
what's going to
demons keep
happen
coming.
then? Yeah. Now, if they are all coming for him, then,
They're leaving with him.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but in this
It's
time...
a risk, though. It's definitely a risk.
But in this time, they're enjoying what they can do. They're enjoying their freedom. And the gopis and the gopas, that, young kids like him, like the fact that they have basically a lot more freedom in a sense than their generation, than the earlier generation.
Yeah.
Great.
They get to go exploring. They find like this big giant cave.
It's the 90s.
Yeah.
Kids could wander free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No helicopter parents.
No helicopter
helicopters.
parents.
Yeah.
It's great.
They were busy running their farms.
Exactly. And more
They-
important things to do than
More important things.
So they come across this cave. Haven't really seen it before. They start exploring the cave. They go deep inside.
Oh, new cave.
Krishna realizes this cave is a giant python.
Oh, no. That's why they hadn't seen it before.
because it's an animal.
Yeah.
When we're inside it now.
So this python is named is Aga.
Okay.
And so Krishna kind of like goes ahead of everyone. And when he feels things are kind of closing, he grows to, let's say, twice the size so that he holds everything up.
Okay.
Oh.
And he also is deeper inside than everyone else, that he blocks the windpipe
Okay.
of the demon.
Oh,
Of
okay.
the giant demon snake.
Yep.
Okay.
And he just kind of like, hey, we've reached the end of this place.
Let's turn around and go back.
Let's turn around and go back.
He doesn't tell them that they're in a python. He's just like, it's cool. You guys go back.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out here for a minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
And listen, I appreciate him looking out and being like,
Yeah.
I don't want people to panic, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna take care of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys get out. Once you're safe, then I got this.
Absolutely.
exactly.
Good man. Good
So
man.
Very
yeah,
nice.
they all leave, and Krishna stays long enough to kill the snake,
Sure.
and then he leaves as well.
Okay.
And maybe that's our season ender. We'll see. But we still have season 2, so we're okay.
Okay.
Just I'm thinking of how these things kind of ramp up.
Like little cartoons.
Yeah.
One thing to know also about Krishna being who he is, being what is known as the Avatar and being God, there is this thing where everyone wants to kind of touch him. All these, even the Yamuna River wanted to touch him.
All cougars.
The Cougars
Feeling real
wanted
good
to touch
about
him.
it.
I know.
But even to get killed by him is a release for them. It releases them from their life.
Ew.
And apparently, maybe that too.
Release.
Listen,
It might be.
Maybe for the nursemaid. No.
What?
Nah.
No.
let's dial it back.
Dial it back.
All right. All right.
But but basically kind of cleanses them even of their sins
Okay.
in their death. Right? Because in this is a mythology where there's reincarnation, how will you come back next? So at least however they come back next, they're cleansed of whatever
past
evils they were
lives.
doing now.
Yeah.
No. So, and there is a point when his father just kind of tells him, at some point, well, actually, there's another story when Nanda's being swallowed. Nanda is his father,
Okay.
Krishna's father, and starts being eaten by a snake.
Lots of snakes in this.
They're all giant.
Yeah.
Why are all the giant snakes there?
And so as kind of consumed Nanda, Krishna gets there later, manages to get him out, and then the snake turns out to be a person who was cursed by a sage
Okay.
to become a snake, and the only reason he could be free is by touching the avatar.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's why, and he apologizes, this is why I went after your dad. I didn't really mean to harm him.
Yeah.
But I need you to touch
I
me so
needed
that
you
I
to
can...
come
Yeah.
and free him. And that's when Nanda kind of tells him how, you and your brother have been raised in love. But there are all these other beings and creatures out there who haven't had that. And we know that your uncle Kamsa is someone who his mother cursed him. He was a child of rape.
Yeah.
His mother cursed him to be killed by someone in the family before committing suicide. And there were just a couple other enemies that they know that they're going to have who have also been just scarred childhoods.
Yeah.
So there's this moment where Nanda talks to Krishna and Balarama about that aspect and how... And so that combined with the fact that, whoever he kind of touches is freed.
Okay.
In that sense.
Hello, listeners, and especially for this address, our neighbors in the Twin Cities metro area, I have some live Mahabharata shows coming up. You can find more details on my online calendar, spjraj.com/calendar. On November 16th and December 7th at 7 p.m., I will be at the American School of Storytelling on 1762 Hennepin Avenue. Tickets are on sale right now for $10. Then, right between those two shows on November 23rd at 3 p.m., I will be at the Liminal Lounge at 593 Hamlin Avenue, where I will tell a Mahabharata story and dive into how we can harness the wisdom of the story. Tickets are on sale now for $35. I would love to see you there for what will be a very different style of storytelling from this podcast. Speaking of which, back to the show.
Okay, let's call this the season finale because this seems like a good one.
Okay.
So, the Yamuna River. There's a bend in the Yamuna River that has become clogged and then is becoming poisonous.
Oh.
And they find out that there is a snake, a naga. So the naga are mythical snakes that in some cases can even turn into people. Krishna has he even has ancestors who are also Nagas. So one Naga known as Kaliya, Kali means black, so just a super black cobra, and his wives have found their way into this river, in this bend, and it's just because of the situation, the place is becoming poisoned. Like they're just there, they're clogging things up.
And they're poisoning the river.
They're poisoning the river.
Are they poisoning the river, or is something around them poisoning the river?
It's how they're kind of feeding, I think. It's how it is.
Oh.
So by some addition, just their presence is doing it.
Yeah.
But something about, they're not meant to be there.
Yeah.
So in some sense, it's just, they are a pollution to this place.
Okay.
Because they are, I guess, an invasive species in some sense.
Okay.
So this place is becoming poisoned and really bad. Like the grassland around it is dying, the trees are dying, birds flying above it are dying, and then even the cows that are kind of there are also dying as well.
Not the cows.
So, and it's just getting bigger and bigger with the snakes being there this long.
Yeah.
So this is a multi-hooded, big giant cobra snake and his wives as well.
Okay.
So
How many hoods? Is it 10?
maybe?
Is it the one from that wanted to touch Krishna when he was baby?
No.
Okay.
No.
Different one.
And that was one who came over him to shield him.
Yes.
But Krishna does remember that snake.
Okay.
There was a snake when Krishna was a baby, and he's going across the Yamuna River, and another Sesha, or Naga snake comes over and shields him from the torrential rains.
Okay.
So there's
I
usually
just
actually
wondered
a
if it
good.
was the same one.
It's not the same one.
Okay. Cool.
So there's usually a good relationship between Krishna
Krishna and
and
snakes.
snakes.
Right. But these ones are poisoning the river.
This one is poisoning the river, and so Krishna, at some point, in some edition he loses a ball in there, but even that is an excuse. But he basically goes to tackle this problem again.
Yeah.
And it goes and is unaffected by the poisons.
Sure.
And he tells the snake that you and your wives need to leave because you're just poisoning everything here.
You're evicted.
Yeah.
Get out.
We need to evict you. Trying conversation this time. Maybe this is
Sure.
after his conversation with his dad.
Sure.
But trying conversation this time to say that... Whereas the other ones directly attacked him.
Yeah.
These guys are just there.
Diplomacy.
They're just hanging out. Yeah.
And the snake's like, fuck that shit. Who are you? Tries to kill Krishna. Coils himself around Krishna.
How dare you?
Buddy.
And as before, Krishna just grows.
Yeah.
Real
And-
hug him, man.
Undoes him. Undoes this guy. And undoes the snake from the snake is coiled all around him.
Okay.
Underwater as well. And Krishna expands himself and it's a different thing. But expands, grows, and weaves his way out from under the snake and gets onto the snake's hood
Oh. Okay.
and starts dancing.
Stop
Dancing.
it.
Ooh.
Kind of taunting the snake a little bit by dancing on his hood.
Okay.
And
Dancing
tapping on
the
his
hood
hood,
of your
and
head.
just all the people from the village kind of come to see because
Oh, he's dancing for a while. That's what's happening.
yeah. Well, he went.
Dancing on the ceiling.
All of his friends were
Dancing on the
around.
ceiling.
Yeah. All of his friends were around when he went in, so they went back. So
Okay.
now, of course, the parents are coming. What's going on?
Of course.
And they all
He's
see
just
this
up there
spectacle
dancing?
of him dancing on the head of this giant snake that's trying to fight him.
How's the snake feel about this?
Oh, it's not
Not good, right?
beating him to death.
Oh, he's dance beating him.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how-
he's not
I mean,
just tiptoeing on his. He's he's doing the stomp dance.
You know what? I'm not sure,
Okay.
but the snake definitely feels like it's being killed, or
Okay.
maybe being taunted before he's being killed.
Oh.
And so the wives kind of come and they beg,
Uh-huh.
please, he's learned his lesson. And so Krishna says, okay, you do have to leave.
Yeah.
Go back to where you came from, away from here, from the other island. And Kaliya, speaks to Krishna, is look, I'm here because the great eagle Garuda, giant eagle, in some sense, half eagle, half man, enemy of snakes,
Yeah.
is basically hunting for snakes like me. We have no defense against him. This is the only place that is safe from him.
But no I
No.
feel
Why
bad
don't you
for the
just
snake.
say that, man?
Yeah. We started with
Like,
diplomacy.
We
Didn't know
tried.
who Krishna was. Thought Krishna was just someone
Oh.
else who could be food for him.
Some
He's just a
dude.
snake. He's still
Yeah.
a giant snake
Fair enough.
that needs
Okay.
to eat. And so tells him, if you now I know who you are from all of this. So if you tell us to leave, we will leave. But just if we leave, Garuda's going to come down and kill us.
Yeah.
And so Krishna says, you know what? You now have my footprint on your hood.
Oh.
You know, the footprint of the avatar, the footprint of Krishna, the footprint of God. Garuda will leave you alone. And whoever's in your clan, including your wives.
Ah, my taunting will protect you.
Yes.
Yeah. So in a sense, he wasn't trying to kill him, he was actually saving him.
Well, he was trying to kill him, but it just happened to have a benefit in the end.
Yeah.
I don't, like,
Because
when,
he
when
stopped-
I asked about the dancing, like, I don't know if it was how violent it was necessarily.
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know, there's also this aspect for me of, like, it was more apparent when he was a baby, where the baby would be doing things, but the universe would do different things that were kind of connected.
Sure.
So in that sense, maybe there's an aspect of, like, the mortal doing the dance, but the immortal God aspect knowing where this was going to eventually lead.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was, so Kalia leaves, everything gets better over there,
Great.
and
Everything flushes out.
yeah, everything kind of flushes out, and that's that story there, and Kalia's free and doing fine.
Great.
Not
Okay.
being picked up by giant eagles.
Love
this.
goodness.
So, yeah. So, again, Krishna, there's more adventures like this where he's just, again, like, it's really just Smallville, where he's invincible, can't really do things without the kryptonite. There's a giant forest fire that happens,
Goodness.
and Krishna just
Sucks up the fire?
sucks up
Oh.
all the fire and saves everybody,
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
you know?
We need him up north.
How long is this period of time of his adolescence?
I feel like I'm covering his teenage years.
Is he-
Yeah. Let's see, which one do we do
He's just
next?
doing adventure after adventure.
It's just adventure after adventure.
Cool.
There's another episode of him when he is... him and Balarama eat a lot.
Oh, great.
They'll eat a bunch in the morning,
Sure.
mostly things that have butter in it of some kind.
Delicious.
And then...
What
he
a way to
loves
start
butter.
the day.
Yeah. And then by like noon, he's like hunting, looking for berries and fruits and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he goes deeper into the woods and he finds these rishis, so holy men. And they have a whole bunch of ghee and butter, and they're just throwing it into the fire.
Why would
And
you
it's
waste it like that?
for the gods.
Oh,
Okay.
However, that reaction you had was Krishna's reaction.
what are you doing with my butter?
Like,
Which
this
I
is
find fascinating.
delicious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which I like. This is fascinating to me. That like this is a principle like happens in like the Mahabharata as well, where like you're burning butter for the gods. It's devotional to the gods. So to have a character who is a god come and say, "Hey, why are you doing this?"
Ah,
Is
the intention versus impact.
Yeah.
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 and he
Yeah.
said like there's all
Oh.
these like hungry mouths around here. Why are you doing that? And they like dismiss him as this just cowherder and
How
his
dare
brother.
they.
You dumb teenager.
Yeah, just you don't know about these things. What do you know about gods? Fuck off.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I know about gods. I got thighs for days.
That's his brother.
Listen.
Yeah.
I assume it's a family
You can
trait.
expand.
He can just
yeah.
open his mouth
Ew.
and tell them the worst.
Sorry, what?
So there's a story when he was a baby, his mom looked in his mouth and saw the universe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she forgot about it because it was crazy.
It was just too much.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So him and like
That should be
and
a
his-
party trick for him though.
yeah.
Just make people insane.
Oh. At least he didn't make him insane.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Him and Balarama, kind of like off put by this, but they continue. They find this group of women, and they just kind of start talking to them
Great.
about these men were they just dismissed us, and they were like, those are our husbands. They're
Fuck those
dumbasses."
guys.
and they feed these two kids.
Aw.
They
that's
feed
sweet.
them like, and this is something that's happened with him before, but like people love feeding him.
Yeah,
Sure.
why
You know,
not?
people just love feeding
Well,
him.
they appreciate the food.
Yeah, they appreciate the food.
They know
Yeah.
how to eat. They're good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're good. They're probably good conversationalists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just
why not?
And I think it's part of the fact that this is the universe.
Sure.
And they're giving to the universe, so it even
they're
causes
feeding
an
the universe with the
elation.
universe is in his mouth.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And they can sense that.
Yeah.
There's a part of them that just feels elation from this activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
And so while this is happening, Agni, the god of fire,
Okay.
who
Dun,
is
dun, dun.
with the priests,
Yeah. Getting all the burned butter.
he speaks to the priests. He's like, while you're doing this, your wives are feeling the god.
Hey.
Or feeling the god?
Feeding God.
Feeding God.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little of both. Then.
Yeah. And so the priests are like, oh shit, they went back, and by that time,
The boys are gone.
the boys are gone.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have given two shits about those guys anyways at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you guys missed,
their
you missed
chance.
your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, you missed your opportunity to act.
You know? Mm-hmm. But the guy, I don't know.
So this is interesting. Like, so first we have Krishna. I mean, in this case, like Agni, like spoke to the priests, but still, for Krishna to say, I find this interesting that for Krishna, a god or a god, to say to them, like, "Hey, you're wasting all this away."
Yeah.
Like, it's something you would expect, like an atheist or an agnostic to say in a church. Like, what are you doing? So it's interesting
Yeah.
that in this case it's Krishna.
It is interesting.
There's an incident then with Brahma. Brahma is the creator god. Mm-hmm. He was the one who started everything. And Brahma hears that Krishna's on Earth and that he's this little cowherd boy. And so there's a point when Krishna is with his... playing games with his friends and with his brother, and the cows are left alone, right? Because they're doing fine.
Yeah.
They always. And Brahma decides to play a game he wants to play as well. He never gets to play. He's a creative god.
Sure.
So he speaks to the cows and the calves and has them sneak away.
Uh-oh.
Kind of invades their minds and they tiptoe
Rats.
away
So that Krishna doesn't notice.
so that Krishna doesn't notice.
They tiptoe on their little hoofies?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that they're not heard, and they go into this big cave.
It's not a cobra, right?
Not a cobra this
Whew,
time.
thank God.
And
Actual cave.
Maybe it's the corpse of that cobra. It would be kind of funny if it was.
Oh!
But big giant cave
Killer.
anyway.
Yeah.
And then Krishna and the boys return, and they're like, "Where are all our cows?" And then Brahma goes a step further,
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
and he does the same thing to the boys.
They'll
And there's
disappear.
no mention of Balarama in this story, but he might be one of them as well.
Okay.
But has the boys also, like, they all kind of spread out, try and find
Like all the
cows.
friends?
And they hide.
Yeah.
Oh.
And has all the boys also sneak out to the cave with the cows.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
So they're all hanging together.
They're all hanging together.
Playing a prank on the prankster.
Yes.
Hey.
What Krishna does, being the universe and all that power, he recreates them through light from his body. And
What?
so he makes clones of all the cows, of all the calves,
Oh, no.
and all the boys.
And now, so there's now double of them.
There's now double of them.
Oh,
But-
no.
These boys and Krishna, they interact fine. They go home. No one knows any different at all.
And so he leaves the other ones in the cave?
He leaves the other ones in the cave.
Okay.
Because it's like, I mean, Brahma's waiting for him to come there.
Yeah.
Right? Brahma's waiting for him to come and release the boys, and who knows?
So he
get
can
angry.
laugh and...
Exactly.
Oh, no.
And Krishna's like, I got this. Let me just create a new one.
Like,
just gonna
they're
create
all
new
gone?
ones.
I don't want to mess with this.
And so,
What?
on the rendition I read, like, this goes on for like a year.
No. Wait, so they're all in that cave for a
They're
year?
all in that cave for a year.
Come on, Brahma, just let them out.
And I don't know what Brahma has done to, like, protect them or their minds.
Maybe
or
they're in a
anything
stasis
like that.
or something.
Maybe they are in some kind of, like, stasis. But after a year, Brahma's like, okay, this clearly is not going to happen. He releases them all. And then, of course, the clones disappear.
the
And,
clones just disappear.
yeah,
What?
as each person returns, a cow returns, the clone disappears.
Okay.
Probably back into Krishna.
But they missed that whole year. So everybody in that, all of the clones lost a whole year.
I know that Krishna then does... gets into their minds and has them forget. So I don't know if he has them forget and then, like, puts
Pick up
in the
the- yeah.
memories of all the clones. But he does make them forget so that none of this seems to have ever happened. Look at your face.
This all seems so complicated. When really he had to just, for one moment, stop and think,
Maybe I should look for them before
maybe
I
I
just
should give
take
up,
the easy way out.
take
and
a little
clones.
stroll around and look for them.
I feel like making clones of an entire herd is maybe not the easy way out.
Sure it is. You're like, I don't want to go
No,
looking.
it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's not the easy way. I'm saying he did the complicated
Yeah, like-
way.
Oh,
That's
no,
the
I'm saying
compli-
he did
yeah.
the easy thing.
You think the
I'm saying
easy
I'm
thing.
too lazy to go looking. I'm just
Yeah.
going to create clones.
Oh,
of
okay.
them.
I see. I understand.
But part of it is his whole, like, it's all going to work out.
Ugh, he's just too chill.
He's very chill. Yeah.
Too chill.
Yeah.
You know that person that's like, I'm so chill that it's destructive?
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's who Krishna is right now
Right.
as a teenager.
Except he's got the
Yes.
powers to back it up. These kids come back. They don't
Okay.
know anything that's
Yeah,
happened.
he's not wrong.
You
Not
know?
wrong, but,
But still,
yeah.
these
Still, I'm annoyed.
these creatures and be humans lived what kind of life for a year because of you?
We don't know what not
Exactly.
because of him.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Fair.
But they all didn't after that. They don't remember any of that. To them, nothing
So
happened.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
folded time and space.
So it's a
Everything always
timey-wimey
works-
thing.
Yeah, it's
Everything
a
always
timey
works out
wimey
for
thing.
Krishna.
As long as it's
Yeah.
a timey-wimey thing, it's fine.
It's totally a timey, and that's when Brahma's like, okay,
I like how that's what convinces you.
yeah,
We can call it timey-wimey.
we'll
it's
call it
fine.
a timey wimey
as long
Doctor
as
Who
timey-wimey
thingy.
and no one was actually physically hurt.
Yeah,
It was a prank. It wasn't a...
Come on, but Brahma, like, what the hell, man?
Yeah,
like,
right? What are you doing?
What, a year? I know he's a god, so it's like,
yeah, it's a blink
that's,
for him.
it's a blink. But,
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Those
Poor
Uh-huh.
cows.
If it was like 2 hours and he hadn't found him, you should just put him back.
Yeah.
The joke's not funny anymore.
Yeah, after a year.
After a
Yeah.
year, the joke's gone sour.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gone sour after a couple days.
It's gonna tell her after a couple of hours.
Yeah,
He had no. This is why he shouldn't prank.
Yeah.
who
Don't-
Brahma shouldn't
Brahma.
prank?
Yeah, Brahma's
Yeah.
not... You know, it's a real... Did you guys watch, was that show New Girl?
Yeah.
Okay, and Winston, who doesn't know how to do a prank?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Brahma's
yeah.
real Winston.
He's
Yeah.
a real Winston.
And Brahma kind
Oh.
of does pick this up. Where it's like, you know what, this is the first and only time.
Yeah.
This didn't work
Maybe
out.
I shouldn't
It
be.
didn't. I didn't
I'm
fool
not the
anybody.
gang of pranksters.
Yeah, I'll get back to my job of creating
God
and
of
all that
pranksters.
stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
so first was Agni. Now we have Brahma, and then all the people in his village pray to Indra, who is the king of the gods.
Okay.
And at some point, sometime before the next annual prayers, Krishna's like, why do we pray to Indra exactly? And so it's all explained to him. It's like, yeah, but I mean, if anything, as far as Indra's also god of rain, and so well, I get that that's happening, that all our rain is coming from that, but surely the mountain, Govardhan, is really what helps us out with our rain, with all of it kind of trapping over here. And it's because of the mountain that we have great pastures over here. So really we should be praying to the mountain, not to Indra.
So now he's a weatherman? That's amazing.
Well, he understands how that works. 'Cause
Yeah,
that is,
he gets it.
how that works, right?
But if you
Yeah.
have a different god of the mountain and a different god of the rain, pray to both of them.
It's
Why you gotta choose?
He's
Yeah.
not talking about the god of the mountain.
No, he's just saying
He's
the
just
mountain
talking
itself.
about the mountain.
Like he's understanding how
Yeah.
climate works.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
He's saying the mountain.
I'm just
That's
worried that you're
amazing.
gonna piss off the god of rain and you're not gonna get rain anymore.
No, that's Indra.
No, that's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
that doesn't happen. No. Indra sends down shit tons of rain instead. Because he's
I
angry.
see.
And he's pissed.
Well, okay, so he did piss,
He
piss
did
off the
piss
god
him
of
off.
rain.
Yes.
And it didn't go well for us.
No.
I just...
Yeah,
he
true,
sends
true.
torrents of rain down
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
to just drown these guys out
Oh.
at this point. And people are thinking, oh my god, this is another great flood.
Yeah.
This is shitty. Krishna convinces them, let's go to the mountain. The mountain will protect us. So they go to the mountain, and Krishna lifts the entire mountain. And then he grows again, and he's got the entire mountain on his finger.
Bink.
And he has everyone come and just
Hide under the mountain.
hide under the mountain.
I think he should use his whole palm. One finger. It's risky.
Yeah, but he's a
got
god.
this.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
He's never. He's too. He's.
We just have to
he's
keep
And it's
saying
very,
this.
it's very specific
too
that
chill.
he uses that. That it's just the one
Was
finger.
it his pinky finger? Ooh, look at this,
Hey.
guys! Look at this! Oh my god!
But just protects them from
Uh-huh.
torrential rains until Indra, like Brahma, is like, God, this guy's just
can't prank prankster.
can't beat him,
Uh-uh.
and comes down and bows down to Krishna.
Wow.
Just as Brahma did before him as well,
Yeah.
just as Agni was ready to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of this kind of just adding up to the fact that this is the guy.
Yeah.
No, like
He's
this
putting
is
all the other gods in their place.
this is the guy.
Yeah.
Now, in some cases, he's like an incarnation of Vishnu.
Mm-hmm.
But at least in this form, he's just, he's putting everyone else.
can't
in
be
their place.
beat.
He cannot be beaten at all. He is
Yeah.
the everything. He is the Avatara.
Bet it all on Krishna.
And
Yep.
so these are the adventures of Krishna.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like we need a really good name for this.
Uh-huh.
This middle book,
Krishna
right?
Chronicles.
but it's like the adventures of Krishna, the Krishna brother.
Krishna's of young Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his brother
The
Balarama.
Adventures of Young Krishna, like young Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Like I just picture them on their motorcycles or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Or the bullocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fighting crime and fighting demons.
Fighting
and
demons.
Pow, pow.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
figuring out
on it.
irrigation systems. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on it.
So this is the stories of Krishna,
Okay.
who we will come to once we get back to the Mahabharata story again.
Okay.
Because he's a pinnacle and powerful person in that as well. Although some of these early stories had he doesn't lift a mountain in the Mahabharata, so
Why not?
he's not a main.
He's not a main character.
But he's not. I mean, there's a lot of characters, so he's
There's
not
40 pages of them.
yeah. So he's not the main
What does it say
character.
about Krishna in there?
But
Ooh, let's find out.
he is a powerful ally to the heroes.
Okay.
So this is all to add just to how powerful of a character he is. And so he will perform miracles every now and then, but he's not the center of them.
Okay.
And this, we're
That's
seeing him where he's the center of of the story. But yeah, for the Mahabharata one, he's not the center of it.
But what we've gotten to is that he's exiting his teenage years with other gods bowing to him.
Yes.
So he's coming into his all-encompassing power.
Yeah. He's coming into his adulthood with this.
He's coming into his adulthood with this, and I honestly haven't yet read the head for his stories.
No
because-
spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, the Mahabharata I've read many times. This is as we introduce Krishna in the Pakistan, I should also just go back and understand. Who
Yeah,
this
we need
character
to know.
is.
We need to know. Yeah, how deep he is. I mean, I think it's interesting that his dad was teaching him about meeting other people where they are, basically.
Yeah.
Like he had that teachings. In his formidable years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm curious to see where that takes him.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Krishna, as opposed to other even avatars of Vishnu, is this idea that Krishna knows he's a god.
Yeah.
Whereas other avatars and heroes in other stories don't necessarily know that they are gods.
Oh.
Or the god.
Sure.
So other avatars of Vishnu specifically, there are other avatars of Vishnu, but none are as aware. So it's almost he just has born with the awareness of his powers.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Cool.
I love it.
yeah, well that's what I got for you guys.
This is fun.
Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Yeah. I'm picturing the maybe it's a graphic novel, maybe it's a movie kind of thing in my head of these two boys running around,
Yeah.
demon slaying,
Yeah.
crushing people with their guys.
And I bet I'm sure they exist. You
I'm
can
picturing
probably
cartoon.
find some on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should see if we can find a Krishna cartoon.
Oh,
But
they're
I
there.
need
They're
I need
absolutely
Balarama
there.
to be in there too. I can't be just
yeah.
Krishna.
Oh, it will be
like,
him too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Balarama will be there. Balarama's also, very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
I need
Brother
those
gods.
thick thighs save lives. Or kill demons. Either way.
We'll make you that T-shirt.
Yes, please. I would wear it. Okay.
Magical.
I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, on that note,
Is that it?
listeners, yeah,
Ah.
that's it. That's what we got. Have an imaginative day.
Amazing.
Hi, listeners. Thank you for listening to our episode with Amy Wielunksi. If you would like to listen to our discussion segment, Our Religious Non-Religiousness, you can do so by becoming a member of the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/NYMM podcast. We would like to thank our current patrons, Praveen Premkumar and Errol the Hamster, for supporting the show.